Hello, my name's George Bell, Portfolio Manager here at True Potential. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by the team at Allianz. So let's introduce ourselves. Gavin, if I hand over to you first, please.
Sure. First, George, it's great to be back up in Newcastle, seeing you face to face, and thanks for the opportunity to sit down and talk to you today.
Good to have you all.
So by way of introduction, my name is Gavin Counsell. I'm a Senior Portfolio Manager at Allianz Global Investors. I sit within the multi-asset team, and crucially, I'm one of the co-fund managers of the Risk Master Fund range.
Brilliant. And Matt, welcome.
Hi George, thank you very much. Gavin's teed me up nicely. I'm the other co-fund manager of the Allianz funds that we run with True Potential.
Brilliant, thank you. And last but not least, James.
Thanks, George. My name is James Pearson, a multi-asset investment specialist here at Allianz Global Investors. I joined the firm 6 years ago, around the time that we launched the Allianz True Potential portfolios.
Brilliant. Could you just tell us a little bit about the relationship since the launch of our investment funds? So we've got the three True Potential Allianz Funds, cautious, balanced and growth, all within our discretionary managed portfolio range. So could you tell us a bit about the history there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've the relationship with True Potential actually goes back to 2012, around the time that the funds were initially launched. So almost 10 years of partnership together, and then 6 years ago we obviously launched the True Potential Allianz Funds. As you mentioned, there are three strategies there, and we've really looked to build those to deliver on your clients' needs. Then the funds target a return commensurate with their specific risk profile.
Brilliant, thank you. Gavin, do you want to just take us through the funds at a high level?
Yes, certainly. So there's three funds within the range. There's the cautious, the balanced and the growth. What we're trying to do within those funds is maximise return, as James said, for the desired level of risks. And the way we think about that risk is in the context of global equity risk. So the cautious fund maximising return for about half the risk of global equities, the balanced fund 60%, and the growth fund 80% of risk.
Perfect. And the funds are all multi-asset, so could you just tell us a little bit about what we mean by that and how that looks from a construction point of view?
Absolutely. So what we're trying to do is get exposure to a whole bunch of different types of assets. So they might be diversified by region, UK, US, Japan, etc., but they're also diversified by asset type. So equities, bonds, alternatives such as commodities, or liquid alternatives such as hedge funds. So really we're diversified in two senses, by asset type and by geography.
So could you tell us a bit more about Allianz and the team managing the funds?
Absolutely. Well, Allianz is a huge global insurance company with over 125-year history, and Allianz Global Investors was really set up initially to help manage some of those insurance premiums. We have a risk management at our heart and our core, and so it is a natural extension of that will run the Allianz True Potential funds with risk at the very heart of those strategies. We have a team of 80 multi-asset investment professionals based around the world. 3 of those sat here focusing on the True Potential funds.
Perfect. And in terms of the philosophies, could you just take us through those, please, Gavin?
Yeah, certainly. At a firm level, we recognise that ultimately we're here because of our investors. So it's very much focused on the client, the investor. That is our starting point. And then second on to that, our focus is on delivering solutions. We're not trying to sell products. We're looking to design investment solutions to meet the needs of your investors, your advisors. And ultimately, as an active manager, the key part of our philosophy is that at times we're going to have to make tough decisions to navigate the investment horizon. And crucially, we're in it together. It's winning as a team, whether that's you, True Potential, your advisors, your investors. We've got one goal in common, and that's deliver solid performance. In terms of our investment philosophy, we ultimately believe that markets can be inefficient. They can overreact to circumstance, and that through proper, rigorous, systematic, combined with fundamental analysis, we can look to extract those opportunities to deliver superior returns for investors and for your advisors.
Perfect, thank you. So James, why choose the Allianz fund range?
Well, Allianz has got a 50-year track record in multi-asset investing. We launched the first multi-asset fund in Europe back in the 60s. And I think, as Gavin mentioned there, we combine this systematic and fundamental approach, which I think is quite unique in the market. we always liken it to the analogy of a pilot in a plane. You know, it's great that you have that autopilot, that systematic engine, but you're also incredibly comforted that there's a pilot there giving that fundamental steer. So that gives us the combination of approaches.
Brilliant. Thank you. Just building on the foundations which we've set there of the fund range, could you just tell us a little bit more about the primary goal of the funds, please, Matt?
Absolutely. So really, Gavin's mentioned we start with a targeted level of risk. From there, we look to maximise return. And we do that by initially creating a strategic asset allocation, and then above and beyond that, seeking to add value, as Gavin's mentioned, through both tactical asset allocation and identifying idiosyncratic alpha opportunities.
Brilliant. And what would you say the unique selling points of the strategy are?
Yes, certainly. So there's three key aspects. Firstly, is all around the diversification. We're looking to deliver stable, reliable returns. So starting point, diversification of asset classes. So that's across the entire investment universe. Then it's all around diversification of sources of alpha. So whether that be stock selection or more granular opportunities, we're looking to combine diversified beta, market opportunities, but also diversified alpha, sources of return. And then, as James mentioned, we think our investment approach, that unique blend of systematic and with fundamental, gives us the best of both worlds. The consistency to analyse the whole market, but also that fundamental forward-looking aspect where we can look into things like macro environment, whether that's growth, inflation, monetary policy, but combining that with valuations. And then ultimately, as Matt has alluded to, looking for those active opportunities to deliver and enhance the overall investment experience.
Brilliant, thank you. And how do you think about sustainability through this process?
Yeah, great question.
And how do you define sustainability for our audience?
Yeah, great questions. So in terms of sustainability, we think that investment is fundamentally about sustainability. It's about growing your wealth over time for an indefinite period, potentially. So that is kind of synonymous with sustainability. In terms of how we apply it at Allianz, there's two ways. The first one is a basic level of minimum screening. So stripping out the absolute worst offenders, those that violate global norms when it comes to human rights, that sort of thing. And the second way is to integrate it into all our active decisions. So looking at whether a company has excessive climate risk, for example, is that going to impact its returns? And that's how our active managers will integrate ESG into their stock selection.
Gavin, Matt, James, it's been a pleasure to have you with us here today. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching our latest Meet the Manager Insight.
Subscribing to the True Potential YouTube channel is quick and easy. Simply go to the channel on your desktop or through the YouTube app on your phone and click the subscribe button. You can then press the notification bell symbol if you wish to be notified as and when new videos are released. Doing this is a great way to keep yourself updated with market developments and personal finance insights. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, and we look forward to continuing to help you do more with your money.